Hi, I'm back to talk about the pedal steel emulator. So, I've been working on it a little bit, trying to learn through like online resources how it all works, and I've discovered some things. It's a very interesting instrument, I have to say that. The pedal steel guitar and how it works and how like chords work and um, yeah, it's fun. Anyways, I'll demonstrate some more, I guess. So it's really cool to learn like the 1, 3, 5 of different kinds of chords and how they work with the pedal. So if I use this pedal, now it's a different chord. There's another one, okay, and then I can. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Yeah, it's a very interesting instrument. I guess I could talk about the how the strings work. So I think it is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like backwards. From what I would expect at least. Anyways, these are going to be the same notes an octave apart. These three, as well as these, like skip. That note's really weird in the open tuning, like this, because, well, first of all, one's a dominant 7 and one's a major 7 of. So those are two different qualities that you can have if you're not paying attention. But that's with the open and no pedals. So once you hit the pedals, you'll get, here, let's start with the A. Right now we have a minor chord, and it's in the key. So this is 1. I can't remember what this is. I think it's like the 6, so minor 6 chord. I can't remember. Don't hurt me. And then you have like this. You can have I think it's used as a 7 diminished. So like if you do but yeah, that's just some of the stuff that I've been learning about it. Hi. You wanna say hi? Oh, you're so cute. Come here. Say hi. Hello. Oh, you're so cute. Another thing that I think I learned was why these are out of sync, or not out of sync. They're just like they're not where you would expect them. But if you do something like this, oops, I forgot which pedal it was. All right, so. Right, so that it just gives you a way to. It gives you a way to fast pick. You can alternate instead of doing something like that, or like, right? Yeah, I guess I can go through the patch again. Just try to explain it a little bit better. It kind of starts here, the instrument. It'll take whatever pitch you have. Right. It'll take whatever pitch you have, and then it'll split it into 10 virtual strings, as I like to call them. They're just pathways for the pitch voltage, right? When they go through the knobs, they're all tuned to what string they should be. So it's like an equation. You'll take the pitch, and then you'll add whatever voltage adjustment here for which corresponding string it is, right? And also in that equation is the knobs down here, which I use for the levers and the pedals. So we have an ABC pedal, and then I guess it's like EF, I don't know, whatever. The levers are confusing to me still. But you can see that they go to their corresponding virtual string, and they modify the pitch by when one of these is at, let's say this one, it's at 100% here, right? When I press down, it'll do 100% of whatever the adjustment for the bend is per string. So they're all independent. The levers will go to their corresponding strings, and the pedals will go to their corresponding strings too. Then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's how it's labeled. But you can see kind of how the strings are laid out there. And each one of those is just a gate, and it'll open this ADSR on the VCF a little bit, but all of the VCA. The VCA will be completely opened by this ADSR, right? To open that string, the oscillator of that string. I guess that's like really all I can say about it again, but yeah, I just wanted to go through a little bit more of how it works and show a little bit more of me playing, because I have practiced since the first time I posted a video about this. I'm still not amazing at it, but like I said, I understand a little bit more of what's going on. So let's just go back to that. I think it's been really interesting learning how this works. And I know a little bit about how chords work and how chords work in a key and how they're like Roman numeral numbers work and stuff. So that's mostly what I've started to learn in terms of how the pedals work. I can say again that the instrument itself is very interesting for how it does these things, and I think it's really cool. But also, like I said, I'm still kind of not great at it. It's I don't feel confident at all about it as well. Like I don't know how what notes I'm playing as much as I do if I was just playing the instrument alone. Oh, hey, Puddle. What a good boy. But I do understand, like, in the open right here, like if I play the strings right. Okay, so that's if I play the strings right. Of B, because this is B. Or like this is A. I just have this set up. It's A major, or I actually don't know what minor chord this is, but I guess that's the next step I have to learn about. Specifically what chords are these are, like Roman numeral wise, and then I can use them. But yeah, I guess that's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions I can answer. But I really just wanted to show off more of how this is technically a functioning pedal steel emulator. Even though it's kind of modded together really hastily almost. I still have issues with using the instrument specifically just for this. It's a very expensive, I mean, it's a decently expensive piece of equipment. And I like to use it in its own natural way, like as an MPE instrument, but using it in this way is still really interesting to me, even though I think it's like overkill to have like the instrument used for this. In the past, I thought about using like an axolotl so that I could get like a ribbon strip controller, like a capacitor or whatever they call them. I can't remember. So that I could do that. I could actually, originally I wanted to do the entire project of a pedal steel emulator on the axolotl, which I did a little bit, and that's actually the first time I learned like the E9 layout, and I mapped it all out, but I never got it into a playable state like I do right now. Anyways, let's go on to the launch pad. I could do better with that. I think ideally I would use the light pads. The light pad blocks down here. These are just two light pad blocks from Rolly. I think they would be better because they have basically pressure and velocity, so you can create a different setup for this if I wanted to, where it would be like, let's say 5 and 5, 5x5 and 5x5, like control grid or note grid, and I could take like 10 of the straight row top buttons and link those to the corresponding virtual string gates in VCV rack, and in doing so I could, instead of just having a simple gate, I could have velocity on every note that I hit, which would be closer to like a real pedal steel, just because you can hit the strings harder and softer for different timbres, different volume, right? And that leads me to the pedals. This is like the biggest part of the project, in my opinion, would be to actually make pedals and levers that would like actually just work the same as a real pedal steel. So if I could figure that out, I guess that's the next big step would be to have pedals and levers and move the light pad blocks up here, get rid of this, use it for something else maybe, I don't know. And hypothetically, if I had all of that, I could put it straight into the Axolotl, and I could use that as like a hardware controller instead of the way that I use it right now, which is just as a patch for VCV rack. It would be nice. I actually do have a problem with the current setup of this is every time I open the patch, I actually have to reassign these. I don't know if there's a better way to get it to work. Maybe if I save it while these are all set to their correct MIDI devices, it would work. But for now, every time I open it, I have to set up. I just have to click launchpad here, light pad block, instrument, and then I'm ready to go. So yeah, like I said, the having the hardware controller with the Axolotl would be more ideal. Having the pedals better and the string gate better would be more ideal. But again, I think in this current state, it's still like a successful prototype, and I'm still really excited about it. I feel like I got pretty creative and like had a brain blast, and it was like, oh shit, I could make this right now, and I'm really glad I did. So I guess stay tuned. Ask questions if you have any. Bring up, I don't know, other devices that you wish could be like a controller for synthesizers. If you have any ideas. Like actually the next one that I want to work on is a electronic valve instrument. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically like brass. So it'll have the valves, right, the valves, and then it'll have a breath controller, and then there would also be more buttons for partial select, because you can't really do that in a digital way. Can't really measure that the way that your lip tightness on actual brass instruments will change the partial. But I actually do have a prototype of that, and that might be the next thing that I post. And that's what I'm currently using the Axolotl for, because I have a makeshift breath controller. It's not actually ideal, but it is really cool to know that I could have like a pressure sensor like this pressure sensor plugged into my Axolotl, and I just have to set up a patch. I guess I'll just make a video and demonstrate how that works. But for that, I also use the light pad blocks because they have pressure sensitive buttons, and originally I wanted to make a really good emulator that kind of like simulates half valve too, because I don't know if you've ever played a brass instrument, you know that you either have to have the valves open or shut to have like a good tone. If you half valve it, it'll make this like hoarse whinny sound, like, and it, I feel like I could make a fake half valve aspect of that when I put it together, but that's just something that I'm thinking of. But yeah, other than that, hit me with a subscribe or a like. Follow me on Twitch. I'll have that link in the description. I do stuff. I do VCV rack every now and then. It'd be nice to have more people. Yeah. Thanks for watching.